You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture and all things related to it. New episodes are released daily. For more information, check out glossahouse.com and subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Welcome and enjoy.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb, a language professor, biblical scholar, and believe it or not, a comedian. Welcome to the Proof Text Podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, all the things. We're going to be posting new content all the time, language learning tips and interviews with special guests and giving you other helpful resources. You're not going to want to miss out on this stuff. All right, now, consider this. When we talk about gender and the Bible, most people think we're trying to start an argument. But what if instead we started by asking a question? What if gender isn't something the Bible argues about, but something the Bible reveals through, that God reveals through? You see, gender, as we call it sex in Scripture, isn't just about who's male or female all the time. A lot of times it's about how power, voice, and presence move through the story, who's seen, who's silenced, who speaks up, and who's spoken for. You see, when we read with fresh eyes, we start to notice things that we've often read right past. Well, notice that in Genesis, for example, the first person to name God isn't a man, it isn't Abraham. It's a woman, an enslaved, mistreated woman named Hagar, the foreigner. She calls God El Roi, the God who sees me. We notice that when the world was saved from famine, it wasn't because Pharaoh had a dream. It was because Joseph listened to it. We notice that when Jesus entered the world, the men were speechless, Zechariah, but the women were singing. Mary's song helps lead off the Gospels in the New Testament. And we notice that when Jesus rose from the dead, the first people to preach the resurrection, declare the resurrection, weren't the disciples. They were women who refused to stay silent. You see, this gender or sex lens doesn't flatten men or glorify women. It helps us see how both are caught up in God's redemptive story. And it reminds us that in a world built on hierarchy, God keeps flipping the script. Every time we expect the strong to lead, the powerful to speak, the privileged to act, God often chooses the overlooked, the foreigner, the one nobody expects. And when we start reading Scripture that way, sort of upside down, inside out, when we start seeing who God lifts up and listens to, the Bible comes alive in a new way. It's not a book about what women can't do or what men must do. It's a story about how God uses both to do what no one thought possible. And so the next time you open Scripture, look again. Who's in the background? Who's left unnamed? Who's quietly allegiant and faithful when everyone else is loud? Because if you read through that lens, you might just see El Roi, the God who sees you. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If this helped you see the Bible in a fresh way, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves studying Scripture. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss our weekly uploads. I'd love to hear what you're seeing differently through this lens. Drop a comment below.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.